Welcome back, everyone, to the Survivor Stark channel. Here we are. Another episode of 50 has gone by. And man, I think it is continuing on the right path. That's a discussion for another day, because today we're going to be looking at why the winner of Survivor 49, second winner to be taken out of this game, Savannah, was unable to make it further and potentially win this game. Now, I think it's first things first. It's important to state, yes, it was a big uphill battle coming into this one. I mean, when you have everyone knew she was a winner, even before she revealed it, been paying attention to like the pregame interviews, all that stuff. She was already a target just because everyone already knew she was a winner before they even stepped on that island to play the game. And when you couple that with no one besides Rizzo, of course, knowing how she inevitably won, its target was huge. And that's not even to mention that you take two players from that season to put on 50, and to put a winner on after they just won, yeah, not only did they win, they must have been just a great player, great character, and that's dangerous. She obviously did something to prove that she's not just a winner, but she is like a high demand target to come back in this game. Now, her tribe obviously lost first two immunity challenges, and I think it's proven over time. We've seen it with Sarah Lucino. This is one example in Game Changers. When you avoid, we saw it with Tom on Plow, when you avoid tribal councils early on, it is much, like exponentially easier to win the season. And when you go back-to-back first two votes, it's going to be tough. And that kind of, I think, screwed her here. She just avoided a swap, which could have been interesting. We saw the swap in the preview for the next video. But, yeah. So, being on this tribe and losing twice, I mean, it was just really bad for her. Really, really bad for her. And I feel like the dynamics on this tribe, the Christian, Devin, Emily core is so tight that they're automatically off for elimination. Ozzy and Sari obviously have that pair. Very tight. Sari, I mean, they're good. That to me is the winner. Let's get the winner out. So it's just an easy decision and just a really bad play, with all due respect, by Savannah in hiding that she won an advantage. Because you're, as an unknown winner, and you're high, I mean, what journey has someone not came back with either like a disadvantage from losing a vote, whatever, without an advantage, And yes, even though it was originally proposed as like either keep your vote or lose your vote, there's no upside. No one even knew about that in the first place. And so they assume you have something, especially because you won. I mean, pretty clearly. She didn't even hide that fact. She's like, yeah, I just kept my vote. No, in a season like 50, come on. Just really, really bad. It was really bad play there. And it just killed all trust for someone that they can't really trust. They know nothing about her. It just compounded on that. It just really, really bad there. Very little upside to the movie. I generally like the principle. I think advantage of keeping your advantages in. I feel like advantages are way too public. Yes, sometimes it is very important to let people in on it. It builds a ton of trust with the right person. But I like the idea of keeping it secret because they are so much more. They usually get blown up. If one person knows about it, it gets out somehow or another. So I like what she's trying to do there, but not when it's so obvious that she has it. Journey advantages you cannot hide. That is just, I think, a fundamental thing people need to learn from the new era. When you go on a journey and you win, people are going to know you have something. They're going to know you have something. You cannot bluff that. It was just really weak. And yeah, but her tribe, very old school. Especially when you add Emily basically to an automatic old school number just because. Like, obviously, I think she knew Christian and Devin's stuff outside the game. There's like some clock tower games. I don't keep up with it like religiously. So you have very little numbers. Joe, I mean, I feel like there was some trust for Joe. I think they had a little bit of a pairing going. But you have to realize that, I mean, she saw 48, I believe. You have to know that Joe, in this season, these people are not going to let Joe have any agency. Any agency. And we saw it clearly with the open argument that everyone was able to see. And that she said was actually way worse in reality than it even appeared on television. So you take that. And yeah, she just did not do a good job building any relationships. And I will say it was really tough. I think she might have had the toughest tribe when it came to building relationships. I wholeheartedly believe that is probably the case. This feels like a very cut and dry tribe, or divided tribe. I don't know if I said the same right. Whatever. We keep it pushing, all right? And I know people, I feel like a lot of people this is polarizing. Savannah is a very polarizing winner, character, whatever. Personally, I love Savannah. She's one of my favorite players of the new era. And I think her win is absolutely awesome. And I think coming on 50, when you get offered 50, I know you cannot turn it down. Realistically, when you get there's no season that's ever going to be like this again. This may be the last time we see anyone from the old era, to be quite honest. That's a story for that. Don't sidetrack. No tangents right now. I just got some inspiration. We're going to keep it pushing. All right, Savannah. Bro, why are we leaving this in? I don't care. You guys get to see the authenticity. All right. Anyways, stop wasting time. Where even the freak? Oh my gosh. Savannah. Yes, but when you win the last season, you have it's very hard to have anything to gain. It was just downhill. You win the last season, you immediately go back on, and I still think her win's incredible. It does hurt her reputation, I think, in a lot of eyes, because she did so poorly. She had nowhere to go but down, basically. And that proved itself to be the case, which is unfortunate, because I do really like her, and I do hope we get to see her again sometime in the future. I definitely would not count it out by any means. I think she really loves the game and is more than happy to come back here. But it's just tough because you're the winner, Rizzo. I can't imagine that they were going to work together. Rizzo can't risk that per se. So she had no good connections coming in. And so it was just a really bad spot for her. Like we saw with Kyle. Kyle won 48. People had it, but the difference of knowing the season and not made a huge difference. Kyle was absolutely, from what we saw, was balling out on his tribe and was making great bonds. Because people weren't afraid of the unknown, and he had good connections. He is such a great relationship builder, and that is something that I think is a weakness in Savannah's game. Obviously, there was the Christine question on 49 about name one family member from each player on the jury, which was hilarious. I think it was a little bizarre, but I think that highlighted. It's not just a one-off moment. That's not the only time. I think you see her weakness in the social game a little bit. I think it just highlights how that is a little bit of a shortcoming for her, and she really needed that coming into this season. Being one of the two players that are completely unknown, she really needed that. That made you just see the difference. It is so obvious when you look at Kyle and Savannah, how big that relationship building aspect is. And when you go to tribal twice, it's tough to avoid. And that's really all I can say. As far as missteps go, the nail in the coffin was hiding the advantage. So you can't do that. You are already playing so far behind. Do not try and get risky this early in the game when you have everything to lose. I think that's just going to conclude this one. I love Savannah as a character. I just want to preface that I am more than happy that she got the invite to 50. I think she is one of the just most interesting winners, not one of the winners, characters of the new era. I loved the kind of different personality she had towards the game, and she's authentically just. I'm not afraid to be a little bit mean and get my hands dirty, do what I got to do. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to win, and I love that mentality. I loved seeing her in the short amount we got, and there's just simple mistakes that you didn't relationship build enough. As we saw how that worked with Kyle, very bad hiding advantage. And when you're already playing behind as a winner whose game is completely unknown to the rest of the cast besides Rizzo, it's a recipe for disaster. But yes, that will take us out of here now. Survivor 50, episode 3 coming out soon. I'm excited to see what goes there. We see a swap, obviously. Who knows how would Savannah's game change with a swap? Probably not still great, but it would have been interesting to see. That's going to conclude this one. So thank you very much. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscription, whatever it does. It really helps out. I really appreciate it. Absolutely warms my heart. But thank you for listening in, and I hope you enjoy your next viewing of Survivor 50. And enjoy however you're doing right now. Have a nice good morning, afternoon, good night, wherever you are right now. Peace.